Another night of the ESCA Mountain Dew League Season 31. We are coming to a close here, Mitch. I think we're in our final week before playoffs. So the last matches are coming to a close, folks. We're figuring out who's going to shake out into what position. And for this match, we're actually looking at the other side of the leaderboard. We're going to be trying to figure out who's going to be in relegation. So Mythic Reborn taking on Looking for Org. Mythic, a playoff team the last two seasons, now fighting to keep themselves out of relegation. They are, I think, right now in the first spot to get out of relegation. They're fourth into relegation, so they will be in the relegation tournament, but they only need to leapfrog one team to get themselves out of it.
Yeah, so I mean, if they win this, that's really going to help their cause. But I mean, it's kind of been like a fall from grace just based on the Mythic I've seen in the past. You know, that 5-10 scoreline. That's certainly not the team I know. So for whatever reason, this season's been tough. I mean, they've had a few players come in and out on the squad. But yeah, we'll talk about what's going on in the game and maybe come back to that later. It's going to be Swisher getting a double opening in towards the B bomb site. That's going to leave ZNF and Flom on the rotation from B. And the bomb has been planted. So 5v2, ZNF and Flom going to have to get on their horse as they do not have a kit, although there might be one on site right now.
Honestly, in a 2v5, there's a part of your brain that says, I have armor. Now it's a 1v5. There's a part of your brain that says, I have armor. Maybe we get this armor out of here. Typhoon might just give Flom the first kill, but without it, oh, there it is. I don't think there's any chance. Even now, with time, I don't think there's really an opportunity for him to get back on site. Even if they just pop and harass him with the Glocks, we're going to be able to slow him down enough. So that's a bitter pill to swallow for Mythic. You'll see that the Mythic side is really listing at this point. They've got two stand-ins. Players that they're familiar with playing with, ZNF in particular has been like their default stand-in all season long, and before that as well, I believe, at various points. But Calm as well, stepping into the roster. Alex, I guess, has stepped back from the roster, it seems, semi-permanently, or at least for now. It's clearly no longer just that he's temporarily taking a leave type of situation, and Anger's on vacation. So we've got a very hampered Mythic battling to keep themselves out of relegation. And this is a Looking for Org team that is impressed at various points. I mean, these players, they've made some changes halfway through the season. They've started to really get into a groove, and they've got a ton of individual skill that really does tend to shine quite nicely. Now it's going to be a B take, and fortunately for Mythic, they are floating a third person over towards the site. Unfortunately for Mythic, that scout's going to be coming in late towards Coffin. Pistol to try and hold off. First player's fallen. Second is swiftly accompanying him, and it is Flom making a nuisance of himself with the scout over towards Coffins. But he's not really going to have much opportunity. Smoke's down to block his path. The tap and shot flew just to annoy him. This is really a rough situation.
Yeah, at this point, you might want to just write this off. You got pistols and armor. I think it's worth saving. But nonetheless, they're going to stick around here for the time being. Hazed, Calm, and Flom. I'm probably going to mess up Calm and Flom, mixing those names a few times tonight. I think, what was the other one? Like Riku and Rico? I think it's going to be like that tonight, Mike.
Calm,
but
you can see nicely.
Hayes just hanging around. He's going to be taking down Hunter. He gets the double with the Mac 10. So that's a bunch of extra money as well. So that's a bunch of stuff lost off those players. And that's going to give some extra money to Hunter. So nice swing there in economy for L4DRG. Not only do we get the round win, the bomb explodes, they also take 2 guns and armor out of the hands of Mythic and then add a bunch of money. So first 2 rounds, pretty easy there for L4DRG. And should be able to do pretty well here in the next one. As you can see, the money not great on the side of Mythic.
So this is going to be a rough round. We've got the Zeus out for ZNF. Love to see it. Poland's actually going to invest fairly heavily, picking up the Deagle and 2 flashes. So that's not an insubstantial commitment, all things considered. And wow, Flom gets negated down to 14 right off the bat. That mid-nade doing its work. ZNF has a thankless task here. A scout, a USP, no armor, and he's got 4 players barreling up Banana towards him. Gonna have to figure out how to play tucked. He's got support coming in, but as soon as that pop comes around the corner, it should just be overwhelming force. And really, the only one who can hold up to these SMGs would be the 1 armored player, but ZNF pops off a quick headshot. Gets one. He gets the party started. They're gonna chase him right. Hell no, and a nade finds his comrade as well. So now bodies dropping, the site secured. The round should be secured as well. Calm nearly gets himself a kill. He gets Typhoon down so very tantalizingly low, but can't secure the frag. It's just going to be Hayes trying to do a little bit of follow-away damage on these fadeaway shots to maybe just hurt the economy a little bit, and they're not going to let him do so. So kills just being farmed up with the SMGs. You see Swisher's already at 8,000, Hunter at 8,600. Considering he's the offer, he is so happy with that. It looks like they're going to be bringing in the full bonus round mentality into this first gun round, and L4DRG with just insane cash built up behind it and 3 very easy rounds.
Yeah, and I'm not really opposed to this type of bonus round where they have a significant amount of money built up here. The ones I get annoyed with was when they're like on a borderline buy in the next round. They might come up short, and they just stick with the guns that they have, and it just, for whatever reason, it just drives me crazy. But it's going to be ZNF getting that opening kill. Typhoon will respond with a MAC-10 with a little bit of a drive-by, so we're quickly evened up. But the one thing that's gone really well, other than winning all the rounds on the side of L4DRG, is the majority of the players have lived through all 3 rounds. So that's enabled them to build up that economy and just really set themselves up for success in these next few rounds.
Now they've segmented the defense. They've split it 2 to a site, right? And yes, there is a player who's low, but just upgraded to a rifle. That's a nice find for Xander. Nice little party favor. So some tricky spots from Mythic. Calm in particular is up on the flower pots over towards lane, up on the iron balcony. But this is going to be tough. They're going to fake a little bit of utility over towards B, but interestingly, Mythic is not flinching. Mythic, or looking for Org rather, is presumably hoping that the number of rounds they've hit the B side so far have trained Mythic to rotate pretty hard when they start to feel that B presence. But it's actually pretty well read by the Mythic side. They're going to keep 3 players here. They're not going to budge an inch. They're going to get ready for this hit. And as we hit the 35-second mark, it should be coming through.
Yeah, and this player up towards balcony is going to be a key piece in how Mythic is able to stand up to this push in towards the A side. So the T-West is going to throw that initial smoke, but they're not going to go immediately off of that. But once Hunter throws his molly, I think it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. Hayes in a good position. So I think there's a couple positions that are really going to catch up to L4DRG. Now able to get one from above. Making a double for him. Making a triple. Nice reaction there on the 3rd player. And he's really helped shut down this team trying to get into the A site. Hayes cleans up the last one. So that positioning on balcony really paid off. Nice play there by Com, and that's going to be the first round there for Mythic.
They needed something. They needed something to come through, and what a something to happen. Com, the man who's standing in, showing off some form there on high with the AUG, getting 3 kills to his name, and also making sure that they get through that round very healthy. 4 players up. You can see the cash is starting to build. It's not much yet. They're definitely going to be hurting if they take the loss here, but it's getting better. Hunter, though, so fast. He gets naded right as he pops off a shot, but he'll take that exchange any day. Mid-presence down. He's looking for more. Hunter has been very impressive so far this season with the AWP. He's an interesting player. He stepped back from Counter-Strike for a little while to pursue competitive Fortnite, I think it was. But now he's back, and he's looking just as crispy as ever. Really an impressive player with the scoped gun in his hands.
Absolutely. I've been a big fan of his for a while now. I think I first saw him about maybe 3-4 seasons ago, and I think I talked about this last week, but his play on Train the first time I saw him was just incredible, and it seems like, you know, now that he's back, he's just jumped right back into that. But it's now going to be advantage here. L4DRG early. Looks like they're going to try and hit the B site, and you can see ZNF's going to be up close on the other side of that smoke. I think Hunter's thinking about throwing a flash in towards that smoke, but as I say that, he's just going to go ahead and take out a smoke. And Flam watching the cross of ZNF, and Flam got to come up big. It looks like ZNF's actually going to do that smoke, but no, he sticks around. Flam does get a kill, but Swisher just misses 2. Now 4v2, and that site has completely fallen. One guy coming from CT, one from Banana. And I don't know if I'm Mythic, if I'm going to go for this. You can see they have a good amount of utility, rifles, kits, and armor. I mean, is this really worth trying to go for? You can see them hanging out, and I think they're going to start falling back here, Mike.
So a really interesting little detail in that last round. Once Hunter was tagged down, right when they were going to make that B hit, Hunter actually threw his off over to Xander. You can see it's now on Xander's person. And I thought originally that was going to be because Xander would be hanging back and playing that banana position, swinging with the AWP, which is a great position in a post plant. But he didn't actually do that. He went into the site with them. So that's an interesting wrinkle. I'm not quite sure what the thinking is behind that. I think maybe it was just that they were going to trade off of Hunter since he was the lowest HP player, but he still had about 60 HP, so it's not that dramatic. It's an interesting decision. We'll have to see if that continues in the late round, if Hunter swaps over to the rifle, or what the thinking was on that. He's going to get the AWP back, of course, going for that mid-pick early, presumably, or just trying to get that early damage. But looking for Org, looking very polished through their first 4 round wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a quick response to the loss that they had in the, hold on, quick mass, 4th round. So they're able to make it 4-1 here. Flop's going to get aggressive into it, and he's going to go down immediately. Hayes is there for the trade. So pretty much even there. no real map control has been taken yet here by Hayes. He can probably go down if he wanted to, but he doesn't have all the information he needs. He has smoked off a ramp, so he can go up here a little bit. But as you can see on the other side of the smoke, which they don't see, is that there's 3 guys right around this corner. He gets the AWP, and can he get away with it before that smoke fades?
This is such a bold play. He doesn't get punished. He gets around the half wall. That's massive. They really had the opportunity to just ruin Mythic's day in that round. But now he's got the AWP, and that's big. So what's interesting is I think his spray actually knocked the AWP down towards the bottom of Banana, which I'm sure was giving him fits. But the fact that he managed to be swift and nimble, you know, sneak 99 in Skyrim right there, slide up to the edge of the smoke, get the AWP out, and escape with it, could be massive for this hold, because now he's playing an angle where he can take the one shot, hit it, and fall away. That's exactly what he's anticipating, and that would be good for their setup, because Mythic really does need to have the numbers advantage to be back in this third plan. Blinded up, smoked out. Is he going to go for this? No, he falls away. There's the late boost up on the flower pots, though. ZNF immediately fragged. They were looking for it. They were ready for it. The bomb's going to be planted, and this is now 3 players locked out of the bomb site and an AWP and not a lot of money in reserve. They've got to be doing some hard thinking about whether they want to go for this. And there is a late Banana presence, but Xander reads it so nicely. Gets the kill on the comm. That takes another wrinkle out of their attempted take. Hayes looks like he's sticking around to go for this, but they are going to hunt him. He's going to be punished for his hubris. And Poland all the way back in the library, a lone survivor. Xander not too far away. He's got to be careful to stay alive here.
Yeah, Poland might be able to grab one in this situation. You can see he's watching over towards A. Xander looking in his direction, though. This is going to be problematic, but nice quick reaction there by Poland. So he's gotten that 1 kill, but now he is on the run. Swisher is on the way. Typhoon is on the way. You can hear that footstep, or those footsteps coming right towards Poland right now, but it doesn't look like they want to really commit to it. So he will live through the round, but doesn't bring too much into it. You have the M4 armor and a kit, no utility. You see the money on the rest of the guys. This is a borderline bind area. I mean, maybe you can get a Mag 7 on Hayes, play sandbags, banana wall, and they are going to go for this. So they get the AWP out, they get an M4, they get the SMG on Hayes, and Poland is actually going to give up his M4, give that to Flom, and then he'll be holding on to a FAMAS. But on the flip side, everything's just Gucci right now for L4DRG. They got everything they want. Their money's pretty good. Typhoon on 8,800, Swisher on 7,100. So they have really started out here with a bang, Mike.
Getting aggressive with a peek in towards Apps. Actually could have spotted twice, but twice a little bit quicker. Didn't quite see the edge of his beret. As an enemy will fall, he's going to retrieve that AWP, keep it alive for the squad. This starts to get very dangerous. Swisher. Okay. I don't know whether he got an audio cue there, but he just reacted immediately off of it. Sprays through to find the angle, and that drops Hayes. That's a big loss. Hayes is, I'm sure, frustrated because of that. It's possible there was just an edge of the smoke thing as well. Obviously, they well, no, they don't render that strangely anymore. So Flom is dropped. He gets 1 at the very least, but ZNF is now stuck down towards T-stairs. Definitely just going to be saving. Ooh, he spots the barrel of Hunter. He's going to get the heck out of there. And it's going to be a 6th round for looking for Oregon. Frankly, Mitch, these rounds have looked like cakewalks. That's the main issue. These have not been close in contention. It's frequently Mythic saving and just trying to keep guns alive. It's frequently them locked out and done pretty much as soon as the hit comes through. This is a Mythic team that's looking pretty lackluster.
Yeah, this isn't the team I'm used to seeing. I mean, there's a bunch of situations where they don't get very many trades. I think so far I've seen 1 trade. And L4DRG has had, I think, 4 players live through the round, maybe 4 times, at least 3 or 4. So their money is going to be great based off of that. Win another round here, make it 6-1, and L4DRG is just cruising at this point. Obviously, it's still somewhat early in the match, still more CS to be played, but right now, L4DRG has a firm grip on this match. And taking a look at Swisher, he's at 9-1. He's been really impressive. He's had 2 smoke kills, including the boost on towards Flower Pot. And he wasn't on the, I think it was ZNF that was boosted up. Swisher didn't even spot him out, but he still pre-fired that position, and he was rewarded with that kill. And then we saw in the last round, Swisher was able to get that kill on Hayes on the in towards mid. So L4DRG doing work, 6-1. Mythic sent back to pistols and armor. Looks like we're gonna have 2 guys sent up close there on towards Banana.
The one real landmine here is ZNF, who's playing the swing rotator. He's presumably going to be here playing around towards Arch. Maybe back into sight. He's figuring out a spot. Figuring out where he wants to play. And maybe they're going to play into it. So maybe ZNF goes off with this M4 and does some damage. He's dumping what little utility he's got. give them something of an opportunity. And the one silver lining for Mythic with this setup is that Haste is all the way down to log pile. So they've got very aggressive control over towards Banana. They know that people are funneled in to this site right now. And so the A-site player should be very much ready for it. That smoke's going to block off the one big gun they've got, and that makes things tough because the rest of this hit seems like it's going to funnel out of the balcony. And there are 2 players in the pit who've got CZs, decent once the range closes down, but it's still going to be a challenge. Interesting. Looking for Org, they don't seem to be willing to bite yet. They're not committing to this. Now they're going through. Utility's starting to sail in. They haven't quite full committed yet, but they're starting to explore. And you can see the idea starting to come to fruition. The problem is the flanks now coming. Enough time has passed. They've already got players down Banana. How are they not looking for this? One player will be dropped, but still, it's an exchange rate of a pistol for a rifle. That's A-okay. This gets risky. 25 seconds. They've got to clear out this player on towards Banana immediately, and then they have to take the site. But they do dispatch the flaw very quickly. Now just Typhoon cleaning up the remaining players. Mythic will at least get an AK, but it's going to be a plant. It's going to be around.
Yeah, smart move by L4DRG to abort on that initial play. I mean, they had a good setup to go in towards the A site, but they noticed there's just way too many players in this site. So they end up going over towards B, get the bomb plant with about 10 seconds left. And you can see Com's going to be the last man standing with 12 HP in a dream. He's on 12, and one bullet's going to take him down. Swisher do the honors on him, and it's going to be 7-1. Again, we see that number line. I feel like I see it all the time now. But timeout will come in here. I imagine that's on the Mythic side, as they don't really have too much going from right now. You look at the frag count right now. You got 8, 10, 14 kills total between all of those players in 8 rounds. That's definitely not a recipe for success.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. They're getting blown out of the water, right? The one round they took was off the back of Com being boosted up on that balcony, a cheeky angle, and looking for not really being prepared for it. So that was nice play. But they haven't really shown anything that interesting since then. They haven't really mixed things up. They've been caught out of position a lot. They've been rotating in slow. The B-bomb site they're frequently trying to retake, having lost the player already. It's looking not great in terms of positioning, and it's looking not great in terms of individual performance either. So looking for Org, they're on point. They are very crispy. I don't want to minimize how well they're playing because they really are. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and they're doing a ton of damage. On position is now completely given up by having to drop that smoke. He's trying to bail himself out of the spot, but he's got to have support coming through in the form of ZNF. He'll lose his life. ZNF is getting mollied down. He's done some damage, but he wasn't able to actually find a frag. So now they'll push him back. He's stuck on site. With the lone survivor and Typhoon picking up a massive kill in towards the apartments. May just change up the plan for looking for Org.
Yeah, ZNF does come around the corner, steal a kill. Swisher already low from that molly. He eventually will go down, but Xander able to catch ZNF on the way out. So Xander using his teammate a little bit of bait, but he's low on HP anyway, so not that big of a deal. Now 4v2. Hayes is in towards the A site. Looks like he wants to make an adjustment, go over towards B, but his teammate's pretty committed towards the A site. You can see pulling in towards porch right now. Nobody in B site can do anything about this except for Hayes, who's just going to shoot through this whole perfect timing on those shots. So that's one man down, but they still have 3 to go. You can see Typhoon pretty lit up, 2 HP, so this is doable, but they need to get pulling there quickly.
This is absolutely doable. Oh, smoke fakes. He's going to catch one out. Hayes didn't wait for his teammate to get through, and now it's going to be left to Poland in a 1v3. One of the players is so low, but with that leg shot, now so is Poland. And Typhoon, 2 HP or not, is just going to wide swing and catch Poland out, trying to get back behind the church pillar. So that will be an 8th round for looking for Org, and this is looking pretty desperate for Mythic. They are now getting blown out of the water. This is 5 rounds in a row, I think. It was 3, then 1 round brought back in the bonus round. The only round they've won is the bonus round, where they had rifles and their opponents had SMGs. That is the 1 round win they have.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but yeah, L4DRG certainly having a good game, and we haven't really seen too much aggression in towards mid until we see Hayes get that sweet 1D. Booyah, Swisher down, and that's the opening they needed. They haven't really had an advantage early in any of these rounds, so that's a good start, but they can't recover that gun, which is problematic. But if you're Hayes, you're happy with it. That's 1 step toward getting a round win here, and you're going to need a few more of those, though, unfortunately, to get this round.
All right, let's see. Dooley's out. Dooley's out. It's time to Dooley's. Did you watch Yu-Gi-Oh at all? That was probably close to your time.
No, not a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. I know the name.
That was my childhood right there. So
Probably
that
a little
reference
too old
made
for
no
that one,
sense
Mike.
for you. I gotcha. Yeah, you would have been like, yeah, it would have been weird if you were watching Yu-Gi-Oh. We'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna dox your age right here.
Mike, although I did bring it up.
But we do have ZNF coming in. This is a nice position for Mythic. They're going to be seriously disadvantaged in terms of guns, but at the very least, they might get a tight flank out here. ZNF, just misses the ankle going around the corner. That may have actually been the wrong call, because now you've got a player, Hayes, moving back through the smoke. Kondo finds a big frag, and there's a second for Hayes. He's doing massive work here with the Deagle. He's got to find more, though. ZNF now through the smoke. The damage is being done, and it's all going to be Hunter, who's got the AWP, maybe the worst gun to defend against all these pistols. And he is going to, in fact, lose his life. That's such a tough position. And so Mythic, they needed a miracle round. They needed to pull off a magic trick, and they do exactly that. Get an AK and an AWP to boot. That is a nice shot in the arm to get them back into this game.
Yeah, they definitely needed that, and you can see they're going to be able to buy up whatever they want in this situation. Now that we have the AWP on Flom, I feel like he maybe have only had it once up until this point. Maybe he can start getting a little bit aggressive. We saw him do it earlier, but I think he had an M4 in that situation. So it looked like he wanted to go over towards car, but at least he's going to be throwing some utility to not give up map control immediately, but he will rotate over towards top. T-White wisely, as that smoke blooms, starts to spam, and he's going to take 84 damage off of Com, who's probably going to have to fall back, and he does just that. So starting off in this 11th round, it's in the favor of L4DRG, but nobody has gone down yet. Hunter might get a free kill here if Hayes leaves the corner and gets a leg on him, but doesn't get the kill.
Right to the edge of the wall. So stay of execution for Hayes. He's going to stay alive, but they've got to play so cautious now. Two players defending this A bomb site who are desperately low. I mean, one nade will do them. One bullet through the pillar might take him too. So this is going to be tough. Now a little bit noise is going to get made towards the top of Banana. They're trying to hold this rotation in place, but the bomb hasn't committed any which way, and it actually does seem like it's starting to approach where Swisher is holding. So this could get interesting. Delayed B hit. They've softened up the A defense pretty majorly, but they haven't found any frags. So now if they win this fight at B, it's very unlikely that the retake is going to happen, because you're going to have a situation where two of the retaking players are super low. Now we just have to see if they can get through. Smokes down to delay them. There's finally utility here for Mythic. A lot more help. But the problem is they get aggressive, and ZNF loses life as a result. It's going to be Flom in the back. He's got the EWP. The bomb's now going to be planted. He's trying to find that planter, but no luck there. It is going to be Flom pushed back. Ooh. Finds a frag. He's sticking around. He's tenacious here. And Xander's going to fight this with 1 HP. Loses his life. It's all going to be twice. He's got a hold against 4. This retake is going beautifully, and it's largely up to Flom having stayed alive in a coffin spot. Twice finds one more to do a little bit of damage, but it is going to be a third round for Mythic Reborn, and they are looking like a changed team. That was a big round from Flom. Beyond just the kills, just staying alive there, being a nuisance, was critical.
Yeah, and if he had missed that second op shot, he's basically dead to rights in that situation, because he's not going to have enough time to get the third op shot off, because the guy's going to be up close. The guy did have 1 HP, but Flom likely goes down in that situation. So it's going to be another round there for Mythic, make it 8-3. The money's starting to dwindle down here, Mike. You can see T. Weiss has the most money, or no, excuse me, Typhoon has 3,500, T. Weiss at 3,200, and Xander's on 1,200. So they might change up the pace here a little bit, or at least at a minimum. They want to get that early banana control. 4 guys already up towards car. And once they get that, they're going to slow down just a bit.
So you've got a player very aggressive in ZNF. He looks like he wants to take this peek. Smoke's going to be behind it. He's going to go for it. Catches one. They don't punish. Oh, they do. Xander gets him on the spray before he can slip away. So close to getting away from the scene of the crime was ZNF. But he will be felled. Now it's going to be Flom, and this time they're not going to make the mistake of not smoking off his position. He thwarted all of their plans last round. This time they're not going to give him the same opportunity. Trying to play the game of guessing, and his guessing game will yield no fruit. But still, players now very low. He's still full health, and Flom hits a blind shot. What a great sense of timing. Xander trying to catch him off. Will have no luck this time, and so the retake is on.
Yeah, pulling going to smoke off over towards Banana. That might signal to Typhoon that nobody's coming from Banana, but that's false, because Kyle will come from behind. T-White's able to fight off one, trying to get a second. He gets it, but his teammate is low on HP, so he has to do some work. 2v1, and it's going to somehow go in the favor of L4DRG. I don't know what just happened, but both of those players were completely lit up, and somehow that round ended in just like an odd way. But nonetheless, it's going to be a round for L4DRG, Mike.
Man, just couldn't quite connect. Couldn't quite connect on the shots. It's close, though, but this is still heartening for Mythic. They are going to have utility and a full buy up here, and they're looking competitive. They've woken up. They've warmed up. They are ready to make a game of this. The problem is now you've got full util on the other side. You never really cracked through that economy for looking for orgs, so they're back in the driving seat, and Calm is so low to start, just obliterated with the early aggressive play, and now he's going to be limping in the back lines to try and stay through the round.
Yeah, he's got to be bait for the rest of this round, I feel like. It's great if you're able to get a kill, but I think it'd be more useful if he's able to bait for one of his teammates. But that's going to be an early man down. That CNF is now 5v4, and basically 5v3 in this situation with Calm on 2. So Mythic's going to split up their players, 2 towards A, 2 towards B. L4DRG just probing out all over the map. They've already got banana control. They're trying to get a control of brackets. Pulling fends off one. He's going to readjust, but now he's lit up. Look at the HP on 3 of these players. It's only going to take 1 bullet for all of them to die each. Then you can see Typhoon going in towards CT. Light work for him. He's going to grab a double, and now it's Calm and Flom versus 3.
Still, Calm with 2 HP does swing back and get a kill, but they should know exactly where he is. Now they're just trying to swing on him. If he does any more damage, that's great. Nearly finds a third frag, or a second frag, rather. Would have been massive as far as making this retake a possibility. Flom will get 1 kill, but now it's going to be an entirely different situation. This is going to be the retake. He is definitely going to go for this. Down this many rounds, they can't afford to give these opportunities up. Doesn't have a kit, though. Hopefully there's one towards side. I didn't actually take note of that earlier. I think this is a save. Oh, it is a save. Okay. They're going to keep the AWP alive. That's... I don't like this call at all, Mitch.
Yeah,
I hate this call.
Yeah, it's going to be an attempt at a hero op. And I mean, if someone could do it, it's Flom, right? You know?
It's been a rough
I'm
day
a
for
Flom
everybody.
fan, by the way, guys.
But yeah,
I mean,
he is
certainly go
leading the
off,
team.
But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an op versus 5 players, fully stocked up. And that's another round for L4DRG. They're at double digits already. Mythic would love to get these last 2 rounds here and then switch over to the CT side. Going into the half, 10-5. But, you know what? Let's see what Flom can do here. I believe.
Let's see.
I want to see him get aggressive in towards mid if he has the spawn. And otherwise going towards banana and just have that support player there to help out. So he can pop a shot, fall back, let the M4 do the work, and then he can come in and help clean up.
All I'm saying is...
on Calm's hand, maybe that can help.
All I'm saying is, it's not even... So yes, having the op alive in this round is great. Although now they know where the op is. They can... that's great. Don't get me wrong. But you're down 9-3 in a 2v1 retake where the bomb has just been planted as you've caught their lurker out. He had full health, didn't he? Or he was like lightly tagged down. It wasn't major in the health department. I just don't think you can justify not going for that. It's a really interesting choice. And as one who's normally advocating for pretty conservative play in terms of when you save and when you buy, that I think is far too conservative. Calm's gonna burn alive here. It's gonna be the first bullet to catch him. How does he okay, Calm's Houdini. Calm somehow slips through the smoke while everybody is blind and slips away. Calm just pulled off a massive magic trick. He is going to give up his blessed life, though, trying to get back through his smoke. So he is dropped. His magic was for naught, and this round is locked out. Flom, he gets a shot. Okay, never mind the op. It's just all deagles, boys. It's all deagles.
I feel like Mythic needs to go for this. Otherwise, they're going to go to half, likely 12-3. They're giving up this round. They're going to continue to hang around, but they're just going to take a bunch of damage. Owen's still in towards construction. He's able to take down Swisher, but, you know, exit kills right now don't matter at all at this point. I mean, there's 1 round left here, and there's plenty of money on this guy with L4DRG that they can pass it around. There's no issue buying. And all the players are going to go down except for Flom. Be able to keep that off. And it's going to be 11-3 here. L4DRG are really doing work. Look great tonight. And just taking a quick look at the score line. Swisher leading the way at 16-5. Actually, you know what? Let's go see what kind of ADR we have. Usually I do the kill count, but let's do ADR. So 97 on Swisher. He's doing really well. Hunter 95. T. Weiss 93. Xander is significantly behind, but at this point it doesn't really matter based on the score line. And on the flip side, everybody's pretty close, but obviously they need to up that number because L4DRG is not big.
So, interesting note to keep in mind about this game as we go into the last round. It looks like Calm's actually going to take first contact. There's players massed outside of mid, and they're ready and waiting for him. He's holding this with the AUG. This could be everything. If he drops with no potential trade, oh, he's got support as well. So Hayes is now into the position. He should be all right for a moment, but that was a critical moment. Could have all fallen apart. You see the aggressive play for Armman. He's going to have the flank early on. If they try and go back through the smoke, dead to rights. It's all going to be up to timing, and he's lost 2 teammates on the sites. The bomb's now planted, and this is all falling apart. Hayes with 2 big kills to come back, but he's low. ZNF, though, gets somebody at the flank, and now it's just going to be Xander and Hunter to try and hold on. They're tucked in towards the pit in the balk. They should have the ability to control this, especially with 2 players very, very low, but they got to hit their shots. Xander going to be the first point of contact, finds ZNF. That's a big frag to find. Now they're both coming from the same direction, and the boost up's not going to yield fruit as of yet. Hayes will be given up for free, and if Xander's doing the math, he should figure out there's a player under him. So Flam will find a frag, but the immediate trade there out with Hunter, and it's going to be a 12-3 half in an absolute battering.
Yeah, that's a tough one. L4 up big. Mythic really couldn't get anything going on the CT side. You know, they tried a bunch of different strategies, but none of them really worked out. Although we didn't really see too much aggression in towards mid. That might be based on the economy that they had throughout the match. You know, typically you'll see at least maybe once a match. You know, you get a guy pointing towards middle of mid, watching over towards alt, and they have that support player that help out as well. Typically that'll be Flom, watching over towards alt. Pop a shot, fall back, and let the M4 do the rest of the work. But we didn't really see that, which I'm surprised by. But yeah, L4 just looked fantastic tonight, and Mythic just struggling to get anything going.
So I was trying to talk about this a little bit earlier, but then, you know, the game happened. Got in the way, Mitch. Yeah. Always getting in the way, that pesky Counter-Strike that they're playing. But what this match does have implications for is who's going to be in relegation. And I think that if looking for Org secure this game, they've guaranteed that they won't be in relegation. Because right now, if they lost out, Mythic won out, I think Mythic could actually leapfrog them. And if the other teams in that bracket won out as well, they could have actually gotten knocked out. But I think this one win means that at the very most, Mythic can tie them, and they'll have the head-to-head over Mythic. So they will confirm their place out of the relegation tournament. That's what I believe. Okay. I'm not great at math, though, folks, so if I'm wrong, don't get too mad at me. Because numbers are hard and confusing.
Where's Note at? Where's Joe Cardelli at? I feel like they do something every year, and you know they got the big brain. You don't have a big brain, Mike, but they always put together something that kind of try to figure it all out. So we're gonna have to hit them up and see what they're thinking. Balti Baby as well does a really good job on that, but I haven't seen him in a while. Where has he been, Mike?
He's been gone. We've lost our Balti.
Yeah, it's making me sad.
He's been taking another break, I guess.
He'll be back.
They always come back. Always come crawling back. They think they can get the Mountain Dew League, but they always come back. That sweet, sweet Dew gets them. That's sweet Mountain Dew amp game.
Yes, sir. So if you're Mythic, you got to win the pistol round. I mean, it's pretty easy. That's the way to start out. Otherwise, this is probably going to snowball and not in their favor.
So, Hunters dropped out of the server at the halftime, as you folks can see, and my question is, for the last time we were casting a Looking for Org game, and they were up majorly in a blowout, we saw a player drop out, and Bibby come in and play that 5th role. And, yes, as my producer's pointing out right now, it was then Hunter who took that travesty of a round and turned it into a 5K ace, 1v5 after all this. So without Hunter, I don't know if the Bibby sub works. I think that's really the magic that makes it happen. So I don't, hopefully we're not going to see the Bibby sub here. He's still in the coach role. I say hopefully, unless we get to the last round, it's still a blowout. But I think we're probably going to get Hunter back in here in just a moment, and when that happens, the match is likely to start. It's been having some Steam connection issues tonight, folks. We actually all experienced the bug as well, so not quite sure what form that's going to take, but I suspect it might lead to some slight delays.
Yeah, I was having that issue earlier. I had to restart at least twice, and I tried to run it from administrator, everything I could think of, and just all of a sudden it appeared back. So I don't know if it's going to be like that throughout the night, or all those issues are gone. I'm hoping it's not a Steam issue right now, because that might take a while for him to fix. But we might see Bibby play, which I think is fun, but this is a big match for them. Since you mentioned they're trying to fight relegation, you know, they want to have their starting 5 in there. I have no idea how good Bibby is, but I mean, he knows the game well, but I just don't know how well he performs. As much fun as it would be to watch him play, you definitely want to see all 5 players here.
Yeah, I don't think they're... I think that's the kind of thing where if they're up, you know, 15-4, they'll throw in a Bibby round, let him get his game experience and
get his shine.
Based on the one Bibby round we've seen so far, it didn't work out too well. I think he got dunked coming out of MDL is a coaches league. Pythian says, by the way, if you enjoy such witticisms as that, because that is a great line, you should follow Pythian Legume on Twitter. You can find him at Pythian Legume. You should type in chat right now so that people know how to spell your name, because Pythian is a long word. And if you're enjoying this,
Hunter is back.
All right, let's get this on. If you're enjoying this broadcast as well, consider following us. I am at Darth Mike, and you can find Mitch over at Magic Helmet TV. Also, definitely follow ESCA and the Mountain Dew League. Give a follow to this Twitch channel. Give a follow to them on Twitter at ESCA, because soon the playoffs are going to be kicking off, and you don't want to miss that action, folks. It's going to be a great time. Speaking of action, we're here with the second half pistol.
Yep, here we go. And L4.org will be on the CT side, Mythic on the T side. And, I mean, they had plenty of time to think about what they're going to do in the pistol round. So let's see what they have coming out of that brief time out there for halftime. Poland's going to go with a whole bunch of utility, including a decoy, which I like his style. I am pretty much the only one on my team that ever buys that, and I'm talking about my MM team. One of these days, I want to see that end up winning a round. It hasn't happened yet, but nonetheless, there's going to be a whole bunch of noise going on towards the B site. Mythic is going to YOLO in towards that site. Switch is going to get that nice opening kill, make it a double for him, but he's going to be jacked in the face by that up-close Glock, and it'll now be 3v2. Tom's going to go on the other side of that smoke, try to get that kill on towards Xander, but that's not going to work out. Xander dismisses him, so 2v1, Poland last man standing. Typhoon gets the job done, and that's the pistol round there for L4.org.
That's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow. That's rough. So now you're going to be seeing L4.org presumably get towards 14, maybe 15 rounds, which is what we saw in the last one. The question is Mythic force buy up again? You don't imagine that they do. Well, they're investing in some deagles. So it's sort of a partial force buy up. They're going to be looking to get the bomb plant out of this, but no armor behind it. It's a little bit desperate. It's definitely going to limit them and hamper them into the next one. So the slim window that they had to get into this, it's getting crushed down just a little bit more, bit by bit. Nice nades to start it off. The nades down, Banana catching off Poland. That's a frag for free, no problem there. And so Mythic Reborn's slim chances in the round are getting dwindled even further.
Yeah, Flom's in towards Boiler. He might be able to catch out Hunter here in the situation, but he's going to get baited there. Typhoon ready and waiting. He's able to grab one, make it a double. Nice long-distance shot with the FAMAS in towards Mexi. Xander going to take advantage. He'll pop out a Banana, grab one. ZNF in the area, and no point in running in this situation. It's 14-3. Nice play there by Xander, as well as Typhoon. They secure the round, and we are 1 away from map point, 2 away from the GG. L4.org looking to put this away, but here comes the bye, Mike. How many rounds can Mythic get here before this one's over?
Well, for a long time, the bonus round was the only round they won on their first half. I think it was 8-1 before they started dancing back. Actually,
yeah,
maybe 9-1, 8-1. So maybe they're gonna get the bonus round again. Is the silver lining for that statement? Hopefully, fingers crossed. Switch is gonna get very aggressive as a result. He's in towards the log pile early on. Nades once again gonna sail in to do damage, and ZNF eats that nade for breakfast. And that's not a great breakfast to have. Poland, big shot though to get the entry through, and there's a second kill as they get very aggressive out of the apps. Typhoon trades one back, but still a man advantage, and they are crushing on towards the B-bomb side. If they just hit this, well, there's going to be no one left to defend it because Poland finds Xander's feet sticking out of the smoke and lines it up for a big frag. So now it's just Typhoon, who's got an AK. Maybe he just wants to save this with the utility, the armor, and the kit. But I think he's trying to do some damage. Gets caught wide in the open. He falls. The round's over. Question is, what does Typhoon want to do?
Yeah, he's probably going to get caught here. He'll likely check towards ramp. He actually strafes significantly in towards ramp, and Hayes takes advantage. So that's going to be a round win for Mythic. They got another one on the board, Mike. It's 14-4. They're back within 10. And looking on the side of L4.org, they can buy in the situation. Switcher's going to come up a little bit short, so he's going to have to use that ump. But otherwise, everybody's fully stocked for the most part, except for that head armor. Not a big deal. They're going up against 5 AKs.
Silver lining. They've gotten 2 bonus rounds now. They've got the bonus round. The question is, what can they do against them? That's the big ask. They've got the advantage of utility, and they need to use that to bully. They also have the advantage that Hunter doesn't have an AWP in his hands yet. Calm gonna get a big entry frag in towards the boiler. That opens things up in a big way. Twice will at least frag one back. He doesn't actually find the kill, but he does on the second. That could be massive. Swisher, a little bit too antsy there. Maybe they're getting a little bit too cocky. Need to slow things down just a wee bit. It is going to be Hunter twice holding towards sight, and just Xander at the top of Banana. Twice gets killed, but Xander swings into 3, and he gets his head lopped off as a result. So that's the B bomb site fallen. That's going to be the plant found, and it's very likely the round, because there's no utility to make this retake happen either. So the save really does, or would be the recommended call here.
Yeah, they have to get that kill early. I mean, if they're able to grab a kill on Calm or Poland, yeah, you might be able to force your hand, but as you mentioned, no kit here, so they need to get on their horses and able to make this work. So they're hanging in towards CT, and just by the way they're posturing right now, it looks like they're going to give up on this one. You can see TY still in the area, but he's going all the way back in the back of CT. TY will grab one, make it a double here, so 1v1, excuse me, but TYC's a little bit too low to make this realistic, but TY's had a 4K on that round.
Yeah.
So fantastic job by him. The round is given up, but that's going to mess with the economy on the side of Mythic.
I would like to give a quick shout out to Twice's restraint in this round, because he has 4 kills. He knows where the 5th player was. He knew where he was, and he chose not to go for that frag because he knew what he was saving was way more valuable than getting the ace. So the man willingly chose not to go for the clip in a 14-5 match, 14-4 match. Just because he knew what he had was more important. So respect to Twice for showing restraint right here, because that is the intelligent play. What I have is way more valuable than anything I can take away from him, even though the ace would be fun. Not going to go for it. Respect.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between me and some of the players in here, is that's when I hit the turbo button and run in towards sight, especially after I get those last 2 kills. So yeah, I mean, that's a heads-up play there by T-Weiss, not getting greedy, satisfied with the 4K. Here we go. He'll be adding an additional one there. Hayes goes down early. Flom replaces the position of Hayes, so might catch off T-Weiss, but Nade going to come in. Can he dodge that? He takes 23 health, so he's still able to stick to his position. Hunter might get caught off here by Flom. He's already up to the take card.
It's interesting. Who wins this duel? It could be massive. Another nade's going to sail in. They are really making Twice uncomfortable here, but that is going to set up Typhoon to swing from the mini pit and find a frag. And though Twice can't do any more, there is still a threat here, but the threat's been neutralized. It's just Swisher, who's all the way out with a USP. If he finds a frag and steals a rifle, that is more than he could really be asking for. So it will be almost certainly, I never say never, but almost certainly a 6th round for Mythic, and they are showing a little bit of life here. There's the catch-off. There's the round. So 3 alive. This is critical. Mythic Reborn now gets 6. There is going to be a buy, presumably coming out from looking for org. Their money's pretty good. It's not perfect, though. Oh, no. They're actually going to let the money get healthy. I like this decision. They're going to go for the pistol armor nade stack as well. This allows Hunter to get the AWP up. This allows them to get a lot behind it, and they've got 5 nades. They could have really upset the apple cart in this round. It's exactly what they're going to try and do. Look for the nades going down mid, the nades going down banana. Fortunately for Mythic, they call ult mid. They're ready for it.
Well, now they got a few guys on the other side of the mid, so there could be a little bit of a trap in this situation. Tom's going to be able to handle one, but as I say that, they just completely plow through them. Flom and Com combine on 3 kills. That leaves Xander on 12 HP and Swisher on a pistol. Tom's able to grab one. He's burning in the fire. Swisher actually gets the kill with the 5-7. He's looking for more, but can't take down Hayes, so another one there for Mythic.
So, there you go. They dismantled the trap. They avoid it. That's a very clever call from Mythic to go for the ultimate play. They anticipate the nade stack. They anticipate that might be a possibility, and they avoid it. They circumvent it entirely. So that's very well done to avoid disaster. Now it's going to be a very difficult round for Mythic to overcome. This is looking forward with everything. This is them in their final form. They've got the nades. They've got the ops. They've got the mollies. They've got everything they should need to be able to hold on here. And Mythic are coming up against them fully stacked. So there's going to be Hunter with the AWP, and he does find the first frag. Hunter's so quick with that peek into mid, and there's no opportunity for a punish whatsoever. So now they're a man up early on into the round.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow earlier on the round like that. Hunter, nice quick shot. He took his time and hits the shot. So L4DRG up a man right now. Mythic still posturing over towards the A site. The bomb isn't convinced, hasn't really pushed up anywhere. Let's see where we are. Hayes is going in towards Halls. He's going to be joined by 2 other teammates. So I imagine Flom's going to be flashing over here. It's going to be a waterfall setup. And here we go. 3-man pouring out of apartments. I'm not sure this is going to work out. This is a perfect setup by the CT. The Typhoon able to handle 2. T. White adds 1 as well. It's 3v1. Flom going to try to get this bomb down, which I don't think is going to be an issue, but he's got to fend off 3 here, Mike.
This is the real test. Flom's got it all riding on his shoulders. He's
Figure
gonna
Mike's
go
messed
ahead
up, man.
and beat Gus.
But yeah, it's going to be 2. Flom's able to take 1, but it's going to be Xander and Hunter getting the kill. It's going to be around there for L4DRG. So they are 1 away from map point, 15-7. And Mike, your mic sounded very bad there for a second. Has it improved?
Did it fix? Did I fix it?
Yes, you are back.
All right. That might be
That
time
sounded
to
so weird there.
invest in a new amp. I don't know what it is. I think it's the connection between the cord and the amp. I'm not quite sure why, but when that happens, I just have to unplug and replug it in. Very silly, folks. It's a very silly place, but it is going to be round number 15 for L4DRG. There is an opportunity here to work with, but Mythic is an opportunity to start to slip away. This is going to be a limited round. They still got the AWP up though, and that's pretty critical for the L4DRG side. We'll see if Hunter can once again open up the round for his squad, and if so, if Mythic can anticipate and adapt this time.
So we have Xander and Swisher holding down the B site. Xander's going to be holding over towards CT while Swisher covers from Coffin. And he's been impressive tonight, but Hunter going to get the opening kill there on Comp. So early advantage again going to go for L4DRG. Xander takes down Hayes, and this B hit is not working right now, Mike. It's 2 men left, ZNF and Flom. ZNF able to respond on 1, but there's still a man in the area, and you can see those blue dots circling that B site. Flom gets aggressive through the smoke, able to take down Hunter. Looking over towards Banana. Should be rewarded with 1, but meanwhile, Swisher takes down ZNF, and it's going to be all on Flom. And that'll be it. Typhoon gets the final kill. That's going to be the GG on the match once this defuse comes in, and L4DRG looks fantastic tonight.
They're now killing each other to determine who's going to get that little defuse on the tick. They're
That's a little
clearly
BM there.
taking this very seriously. Typhoon kills 1, so Swisher chases him off. All right, that's clearly the most exciting